In today's video, what I'm going to talk about is some of the tips that will help you out in preventing knee pain in your children. Hello friends, how are you doing? Welcome to the YouTube channel Health Q, the place where our mission is to motivate you to look at the brighter side of the health. Many times parents ignore kids complaining of knee pain as just because of their growth spurt. And sometimes it could be due to some other reasons. But instead of neglecting a pain, it's better to take measures in preventing the pain. This helps the child deal with his pain-related issues. At the same time, knee pain will not hamper in the day-to-day developmental activities. So, what are these preventive measures? Let's have a look. So, tip number 1 is to make sure that your child wears enough protective gears whenever they are playing. Now, kids tend to play a lot, which involves a lot of running, jumping. At the same time, also kids enjoy playing some activities like skateboard, skating, cycling, etc. Whenever your child is doing these activities, make sure that your child wears the protective gears like knee guard, knee pads, shin guards, or else knee guards. Help your child to stay safe whenever they are involved in play-based activity. The second thing that as a parent you can do in order to prevent knee pain in your child is a good quality of footwear. As I mentioned, kids are always involved in running based activity, play based activity, which involves a lot of wear and tear related to knee. Wearing a good footwear helps in maintaining a good landing, at the same time helps in ensuring that the pressure that falls on the foot is evenly distributed. This even distribution also impacts the knee health as well and helps the child to prevent further damage. So make sure to buy a good quality of shoes for your child. Moving to the third tip, if your child is involved in some professional sport, maybe it is football or else cricket, volleyball, basketball, etc., make sure that your child does adequate amount of warm-up and cool-down exercises before starting the play. Definitely, coaches are there to help them out in doing this cool-down and warm-ups. But whenever your child is doing these practices without any supervision, it's important that you as a parent ensure or as instruct your child to do proper amount of stretching based exercises and warm-up exercises in order to ensure that the muscles are safe whenever they are doing this play-based activity. Tip number 4, encourage your child to do strength-based exercises on a regular basis. Kids love playing, but they are rarely interested in doing workouts. That's why school has a major role in teaching physical training based exercises that helps in strengthening their body. If your child can add a little bit more extra of regular workouts in day-to-day basis, these workouts doesn't have to be gym based necessarily, but some basic regular physical activity exercises helps your child to maintain a good physical well-being and physique that helps in preventing the damage to the knee joint and thus preventing the knee pain. Strength training, stretching, yoga are some of the exercises that can help your child to maintain good strength around the knee joint, at the same time good amount of flexibility of the muscles that surrounds the knee joint. Moving to the next step, train your child to make sure that they land while jumping in a proper way, which means the knee should be completely bent and the foot should be touching the floor. This training although requires a lot of precision and a lot of repeated instruction, but when it is done helps in prevention of ACL tear, also called as anterior cruciate ligament tear. Anterior cruciate ligament tear mostly happens when there is improper landing while doing any sort of jumping activity. Hence, understanding the right technique of jumping and, to be precise, the right technique of landing down is the best way to prevent anterior cruciate ligament injury. Moving to the next step, and that is, if your child is having this habit of pivoting frequently or just walking straight and then suddenly taking a turn, sharp turn or cuts, this might damage your knee or else him at much more higher risk. So, instructing your child that whenever the child is trying to cut or else pivot, making sure that they crouch and bend their knee to an extent helps in prevention of some twist-based injuries, also even ligament injuries. The next step is if your child is involved in a yearly activity, which means if a child is involved in a sport where he needs to play only once in a year, make sure that he is doing regular strengthening or some sort of physical activity in order to prevent conditioning based fatigue that happens if a child tends to do some more physical activity after a long break. Exercises when done in continuation helps in preventing unnecessary problems and strains that can come to the muscles. Hence, make sure that the exercises are regularly done for a child who is involved in a play that could be for just once in a year. And the last point, it's important to make sure that you have ice pack at home available every time, because kids tend to fall, strain their muscles and even sometimes sprain. Ice pack is an emergency kit or else an emergency first aid thing that you can do for your child immediately whenever he experiences knee pain. Ice pack is much more effective compared to hot fermentation in acute scenarios and helps in reducing the inflammation, redness and even the swelling that comes around the knee joint. So friends, these were some of the 8 tips that you can keep in mind in order to prevent knee related injuries or else knee pain in your child. I hope you found this information helpful. To know more about knee related injuries, make sure to follow us on HealthQ channel. See you in another video. Thank you.